a kind request from a boxer champion who used to be our champion at 140 pounds, unified champion, undisputed. His name is Terrance Crawford, and he would love for you guys to review his case for him to become a mandatory at 147 pounds.
Crawford is a WBO champion, and he will be fighting against Sean Porter this Saturday.
Yes, that's correct. He just sent me a message, and he would like for you guys to review his petition for him to become the mandatory at 147 pounds. That's why I said it's a little bit of the fee.
Okay, that has to come through the promoter. Any kind of petition in that order has to come from a promoter. So let's see what happens Saturday. We like him very much. He's a great champion, and everybody wants to see the winner of this fight against Spence. So that would be something very good.
I have asked him to go to his promoter himself. He told me he's having a little bit of unorthodox position, and he put me in that position to ask you guys if you consider that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta apologize, because the way I saw it was Crawford saying, I do not care if I fight Errol Spence. I don't care if I fight him. I don't need him. But this, you got to understand. I got to apologize to Crawford team. And let me explain what I mean by this. Now, let me explain something first, because you might say, well, I'm an Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence could beat Crawford. No, never been on that time. My time was, if Manny Pacquiao was a fought Errol Spence or Bud Crawford, I always say in my past videos that I think Crawford would give Manny Pacquiao a harder time than Errol Spence. So what is that trying to say indirectly? That I feel in this fight between a Crawford and a Spence fight that I got Bud Crawford winning. Okay? But I gotta apologize, eat crow, and say I apologize, because I'm starting to see and figure out what kind of person Bud Crawford is. If you want something, some people are direct and say, I want this. But some people, if you try to negotiate with them, they don't be direct, because if they feel direct, the negotiation might not go the right way. So they'll put up resistance. The resistance was, I remember I did a video about Crawford saying, I think it was Yahoo Sports, and he said, listen, I don't care if I get that fight with Spence. And to this day, he still say, I don't care. I don't care, right? I don't need Spence, right? But at the same time, action speaks louder than words. Let me get back to my apology. My apologizing to feel that what Crawford said made me feel like he did not want to fight with Spence. But now, as time is going by, I'm noticing that, there was a WBC convention, and Lopez represented Crawford at that convention and asked to be the mandatory, petition to be the mandatory for the WBC Errol Spence. And I think I just got the news that the order was for, it's been approved. And the WBO is not trying to block it or nothing. So action do speak louder than words. It's like some people, man, they say they're not going to do this and they're going to do that. They take you off a route, but then they end up doing it. And I can understand people like that. And sometimes you have to be indirect and being direct. You see what I'm saying? Because if this 60, 40, 80, 20, all this bull, and he asked for 50-50, and he couldn't get 50-50, sometimes you got to brush your shoulders and be like, I don't need you, man. I don't need you. You need me more than I need you in the 147 division. Because listen, I've been undisputed at 140. Fine. I moved up to 147. I got a belt. y'all got a belt. Everybody's complaining about, now they don't want to hear this thing about, I'm going to clean up my side of the street. Everybody's like, especially ERROL SPENCE fans, they like, oh, I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing that. But where do those words came from? ERROL SPENCE, right? So now everybody's regurgitating what ERROL SPENCE said. And then ERROL SPENCE fans say, well, does it make sense that he clean up his side of the street? And I agree. Yes, clean up your side of the street. Because the ERROL SPENCE and the Crawford fight will be a big fight, right? So now, August and ERROL SPENCE can't get the fight because the WBA is blocking that with a tournament. Even though if there's a signed, sealed, deliver contract saying that, listen, I had something with August and I want that belt. August got something I need that belt. But the WBA is saying this is more important right now. This is more important, all right, than mandatory and over trumping, you know, everything is, you know what's important? Getting rid of these belts. All of a sudden, on the time that we want to see unification, this is more important that we get rid of these belts in this stupid tournament and have a tournament. And now ERROL SPENCE got to wait for the winner of August versus Standonius. All right. And if I'm correct, as we speak today, this is the day that Spence and Porter will fight. Right? Congratulations to both of them. Let the best man win. But I have no problems if Porter wins. I like both of them. All right? And I got to give my respect to Porter because he put in that work. And he fought everyone. So I give him that respect, and I will never disrespect him like that. Right? But if he wins, fine. We could get an ERROL SPENCE and Porter fight. A sequel to this situation. But if he loses and Crawford wins, well, the ball is in your court, Spence. I'm going to say it again. I apologize. Because a lot of my videos, I had not to be on ERROL SPENCE side. Because like I said, I go by the actions, not by the words. Right? And the actions of Crawford is like this. Bipolar. 1 minute is this, 1 minute is that. 1 minute he would say he's not going, he don't get two-ish about ERROL SPENCE and then end up in this fight. So we got to understand something about Crawford. He exists. There's people like that exist, and they do things differently. And they ain't got no time to be talking. And that's one thing I like about Crawford. A lot of these people that want to interview Crawford, and I was like, listen, man, I might not be able to sell a fight, but I get down with these right here, man. And if I don't want to give you an interview and you feel some kind of way and I'm not with the brotherhood and black and all this shit, sorry. It's just the way it is, because damn if I do and damn if I don't. I can say what you want to hear. I can say what you don't want to hear. Regardless, if you're not a fan of me, you're going to go against me. So I understand where Crawford's coming from. And not wasting time with words and selling a fight. I mean, he got where he had to be. That's all that matters, is actions. So now where I'm going with this, now this petition was not blocked by the WBO. This petition that he had Chico Lopez to go out there and say, listen, I'm representing Terrance Bud Crawford to be the mandatory of WBC, and those people behind the desk, and they have their bottled water, and they say, listen, you gotta have a promoter to represent this situation. You can't come out here like and say what you want for Bud Crawford. You gotta have a promoter. Well, these people decided and made a decision that Crawford going to be WBC mandatory, because I think Sean Porter was number 2, but he's fighting tonight Bud Crawford. So action, you got to understand that action is here, but Crawford words is there. You get what I'm saying? And I only go by action. So if, in my past videos, if the action of Bud Crawford is saying, I don't care if I beat Khan today and I retire, I did enough for the sport. I did enough for the sport. But then his actions are saying something different than his words. Well, there's people in this world that exist like that. And sometimes they do this to get an indirect answer, to see to set traps. And that's okay. And sometimes you don't even know if he's setting traps or not. He might just be like, I'll say this and do this tomorrow. That's just the way people exist in this life, man. So now, my videos, I'm not going to worry about my future videos. I'm not going to worry about what Crawford say. I'm just going to go by his actions. Because now the ball is in Spence court. Now, what could happen? Now, you got a mandatory Spence. You got a mandatory Spence with the WBC and the IBF. If Crawford successfully beats Porter, the ball is in your court, Spence. The ball's in your court. Are you going to say, well, I have 2 mandatories. Which one should I go for? Which one should I go for? Should I go for Abdul Armadillo in the IBF? That has no belt. That has no belt, but he's a mandatory. Or should I go for the WBC? That is a mandatory Crawford that just got approved. Huh? And to top that off, he got some belt. He got what you need. Woo! Oh my God. This ain't checkers, it's chessmate. Now, if I sit back and look at him, I'm like, damn, he executed this well. I don't know if this was, I myself don't know if this was premeditated execution of a chess play, but listen to what I'm saying. If this is what's going on, if Crawford is the WBC mandatory, he petitioned for it. He put in an action for it, and he is. That means Spence got 2. Spence got 2. He got the IBF mandatory that he have to go for, and he has a WBC mandatory that just got petitioned today. This is the day where Crawford and Porter is going to fight. So now, Errol Spence, what's it going to be? Is this something that you need? Is this something that you need? Because you said it's strap season. It's strap season. Or we going to talk about, well, I got an IBF mandatory. I gotta, finish that off. But guess what? Crawford is your mandatory, and Crawford got a strap. Or are you going to put resistance up about, well, I need 80-20, 60-40, 70-30, whatever it is you want to add up this shit, right? Or we going to do this? Are we? And God forbid, if the pay-per-view numbers come to this fight, right? I'm going to go a little bit further. And the pay-per-view numbers are good. Well, guess what the Spence fans going to say? Well, it's good because Sean Porter, he fought Sean Porter. That's why those people came out to see Sean Porter, not but Crawford, because we know in past history, it took 2 fights for him to make a certain amount of pay-per-views altogether, right? And he can't sell, and then they bring Bob Arum words and say, yeah, he can't sell Bob Arum. He can't do nothing with Crawford and all that. All this reinforcement about what he said, she said, and all this shit is. But you know what? It's over, man. It's over, my dude, because I'm watching the actions of what Crawford just did, petitioning the WBC. If he did not want to fight, saying he don't want to fight, but doing something about being, yo. Don't come with this pay-per-view buys. Don't come with this economics. Don't come with nothing, yo. The man is a mandatory to WBC, and he got a strap. What's it going to be? Make it 50-50. Make it whatever it is, man. Because at the end of the day, we got Boots. We got Virgil Ortiz. We got Conor Ben. We got new young bloods that's stepping up. Bro, Errol Spence, you can't go backwards. You got to go forwards. And who's forward? Who's in front of you? And who's beside you? Crawford. And that's all we need. We're not waiting 5 years for a fight. This is it, man. The man Crawford put his chess move. He made his chess move. So now, I apologize because I did make videos about what Crawford say. Now, should I apologize because I went by the actions? No, I don't have to. Because that's what his actions was, and I was going by his actions. But if I'm making a video to say that Crawford making moves in action, well, action is action, and action and words are 2 different things. I'm still going to apologize. Because if you look back at my videos, you'd be like, oh man, this guy is a Crawford hater. No, I'm not a Crawford hater. I just went by the actions of what he said. And I didn't like it. But I like it more that his actions are approved by the WBC, that he petitioned Chico Lopez to represent Bud Crawford to be the mandatory WBC for that belt, for that strap that Errol Spence got. So what's it going to be, Errol? Because if Bud Crawford, God forbid, because listen, if I tell you that Manny Pacquiao have a harder time with Bud Crawford than Errol Spence, what does that tell you? I never said that. I never said in my videos, I feel Crawford could beat Errol Spence or Errol Spence could beat Crawford. I never really got into all that. I just let you read between the lines. If I said Manny Pacquiao had a harder time with Bud Crawford than Errol Spence, who you think that I got in this fight? Read between the lines. Who you think I got in this fight? I got Bud beating Errol Spence. That's basically it. With my eye test. Not by who he fought. But we're going to see what's going on tonight with this fight with Bud and Porter. Okay? That's it. With Bud and Porter. And I'm going to give the respect. Because, see, Porter fights different than Errol Spence. Porter went a distance with Errol Spence. And it could have been any way if Spence didn't get that flash knockdown. If Spence didn't get that flash knockdown, this fight could have gone any way. So, when I say good luck to Porter and good luck to Crawford, that means I don't know if this could go any way. Right? Because it was a close fight with Spence. So, I got to give Porter that... What is this like? I got to give Porter that respect that this fight could go any way because of his style of fighting. All right? To his style of fighting. It's come forward, pushing, just coming forward and just a juggernaut. All right? So, who do I have in this fight? I don't have no one in this fight. I just want to see the outcome. I just want to see a good fight. But do I know who will win between Errol Spence and Bud Crawford? I will give it to Bud Crawford. And I see some tools that Bud Crawford have in this fight that Porter could run into. Because like I always say in my last videos, way back, I even showed you on the bag. I even show you past history of Bud Crawford sitting on the stoop with his sisters, and they talking about how he broke his hand, and then Bud Crawford's like, nah. His coach told him, well, we gotta wait till your hand get better. He's like, nah, dude. I go in a southpaw stance and I'll train. Training ain't over. So when he broke his right hand, he had to train in a certain position. But guess what? He's an orthodox switcher, and he made himself that way. So what I'm saying is that when you switch, and your strong hand is the jab hand now, right? You can run into something. So this, I'm just going to have to respect with Porter to be 50-50. And I want to apologize. If this news that just came out is true, that the petition got through, that Chico Lopez represented Bud Crawford, and it went through with the WBC sanction body, well, I got to go by the action of what goes on with what Bud Crawford is wanting. Not saying he don't want. Saying he wanting, not saying he don't want. Catch me? You catch what I'm saying now, right? Yeah. So, Errol, the ball is in the car, Errol. And we're going to see what going on with you, Errol, and your next move. Is it with the IBF mandatory? Or is it with the WBC mandatory with a strap? Or is it going to be this economic play? Or your fans going to talk about what Crawford was saying back then and this and that, because what he's saying and his actions are different. But at the end of the day, he's trying, and he executed being mandatory, asking for the petition to be the mandatory WBC belt. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines and keep in mind that words and actions is two different things. And if you get mixed signals with words, and then the person's action is different from the words, well, you checkmate sometimes. It's just checkmate. Yo, I'm out. Can't wait for the fight tonight. I'm ready. My heart is skipping, it's beating. I just want to see what happens, because if Porter could resurrect himself and come back, man, you know, like I said, you fall and you get back up. That would be a great baseline story for Porter. If Crawford win, we moving on. We moving on to a fight that gives me chills in my spine, and I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. I can't wait. So tonight is the night. Good luck on Porter and good luck on Bud Crawford on their fight. Let it be successful. Everybody healthy at the end of the fight. I'm out.